that.
Focus on
So,
recording.
last we left off, you guys had wrapped up any final business you needed to take care of in the Feywild. You, of course, had completed the wild hunt, spent a few more days feasting. Vervain sent out some guards to assist in the rest of the seasonal court's efforts to remove any unwanted extraplanar beings. He also thought it would be a great idea to resurrect the albino white dragon that you guys had defeated and release her into the winter court. I guess that's what we're doing now. Tobias and Levy spent some time touring their grounds, newly gifted to them. Meanwhile, Hawk and Vervain did a little bit of research in the library, the archives of the Winter Court. Looked at some books about mechanical or otherwise magical engineering. Found a couple books that seem kind of fucked up. Who knows how those books arrived in the Winter Court. And everyone just had a little bit of downtime. It was nice. It was a nice break from the constant rush here and there. But since you guys had brought so many people to the Feywild, it took a little bit of finagling to try to make sure that everyone got back. And it was decided that Levy and the Tiefling children would stay behind for now, for their own safety, while everyone else would be returned to the Prime Material Plane. Which brings us to the first group, including Eitri, Rahat, Valk, Nova, Hawk, and Irin. So you guys were very lucky and landed close to home. You find yourself in Royas, but as soon as you land, things around you seem off in a certain way. The air itself feels strange. It's almost thick, like the weight of a moment stretched too thin. There are the cobblestone streets that you're used to with the various prismatic stones that were added for the sake of decoration, but they flicker between kind of pristine newness and crumbling decay, like with some stones shifting between states right before your eyes. Nearby, there's an alleyway with a fruit seller before it, shouting his wares and in perfect clarity. But it's as if his voice is playing on a delay, his lips kind of out of sync with his words. There is a group of children that dash past you, their laughter ringing unnaturally, looping mid-giggle before continuing forward. Further ahead, a baker stands frozen mid-gesture, a flower kind of suspended in the air around her, until in an instant, time rushes forward and she completes the motion all at once. Shadows of buildings kind of stretch and twist in ways that make no sense, shifting as if the sun itself can't decide where it belongs. Every now and then, you can see ghostly after images of people who are no longer there, kind of phasing in and out of existence as though echoes of the past are bleeding into the present. And of course, the city is like a kaleidoscope of color normally, but now it's almost difficult to focus on one thing at a time. And out of the corner of your eye, you can see a building that seems to be under construction, but as soon as you look at it directly, it's it's ancient and crumbling into a ruin. Most citizens either seem to be aware of what's going on and avoiding the outside out of nervousness of what they see. But those that seem unaware kind of just move through the streets largely without problem. Hawk, a perception check, please.
Okay. Need to grab my rock. Shameful, I've forgotten the most important part.
The math rocks.
A math rock. Let's pick blue. 13.
Not too difficult to miss. One of the people that's moving through the street is apparently unaware of the weird, for lack of a better descriptor, glitchiness of the world around you. Is an automaton.
Whoa.
My camera keeps
She
disappearing.
is moving with an almost ethereal grace, kind of slender, in a form that's mimicking that of a ballerina. Most outward-facing parts of her body seem to be made of like a delicate painted porcelain, in a way that almost kind of reminds you of Septimus in style, at least. Her limbs are long and delicate, jointed with filigree silver fittings that allow for very fluid movement, in each motion gliding with an effortless precision.
Yeah, Hawk's like, he probably like looks around at all this weirdness and then like sees the automaton, like keeps looking around, and then he double takes and like sort of like eyes in curiously, I suppose.
Just seems to be walking around kind of. She doesn't really seem to have a specific goal in mind. She is just walking around looking at things. You can see that her face is expressionless, but sculpted with kind of an artistry that mimics a serene, almost otherworldly beauty. Her painted features, including soft, pale lips and subtly blushed cheeks, and thin lines to kind of resemble baby bangs framing her features, give her an almost uncanny resemblance to a living thing, but her unblinking eyes are just pools of polished glass, almost shifting in hue depending on the angle.
Are y'all seeing this, or did we get hit with something on our way out of the Feywild?
Oh, Vox part of group 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing this too. There's an automaton in the crowd. I don't think that they're located. I don't think they were located outside Bronzestone.
I think we have slightly bigger problems than your great grand offspring.
No, I
child.
understand. If anything, this is an indicator that something's in flux here. We should probably get back to the manor and make sure that it's not suffering adversely.
We should also reach out to everyone else. What was the casting time on plane shift?
We double check.
Right, because we'd have that
Sure.
long gap between the two deployments,
It's-
as it were, right?
Pretty quick. It's touch, instantaneous.
Okay. So
Instantaneous.
basically 6-second difference between us hitting the material plane and the second group hitting the material plane.
Yeah, just want to avoid the 5% chance of not making contact. Okay. I need to do ascending then.
Lame.
All right. What do you send? And to whom?
Let's go with Lish. Landed in Royas. Severe time issues here. Did you all make it safely, and where did you land? Yeah, I don't know if that's the full 25, but that's the full what needs to be said.
So, Vervain, you do not get to answer yet because
Mhm.
I did a timer between you guys landing, noticing the automaton, having a brief conversation, and then deciding to send. That is 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Reasonable.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Stop getting up to shit.
Huh?
No, we will not.
I know. Look at that. Fucked up a bit. All right. So, based on the fact that it took you so long to more or less get the message going, we'll switch over to the other group.
Right.
If Roll20 will fucking let me, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, Group B, including, we had Demir, Ofsi, Tobias, Vervain, and Gregor land probably near Blemix-ish. But you seem to be encountering some farmland. There's a farmer freaking out as two foreign elementals are just fucking duking it out in the middle of this guy's land, and he's freaking out about his loss of crops. But I'd like for you all to roll for initiative.
$21.
Oh.
I got the dirty 20.
All right.
A dirty 20.
I also got a dirty 20.
All right.
Hey. Do you want to rollies for it, or what's your dexterity?
Tobias's dex is 18.
Oh, then you go first.
Fucking off these stats. There we go. Damn, Oopsie. And then Gregor. What the fuck, man? Okay. Luckily, he's not as dexy. And then the elemental. So that's a not so great for him. Sucks to suck, I guess. All right. Oh, and I forgot just something real quick before we get rolling. Vault, can you make a quick D20 roll?
Seven.
7. Okay, you're fine then. All right. So we'll switch to the combat music as is appropriate. If Spotify likes me. There we go. Okay, so up first is going to be Ofzi. He is going to kind of ignore the elementals at first, for now. And he is going to move forward to about here and try to convince the farmer to stay back. Vervain.
Yeah, cool. I guess I'll move forward. Oh God, that's friggin' okay. Yeah, go like here. Is that there? Yeah. You know, I can get a better view of what is going on here. I don't have a ton of stuff for this sort of fight, but I do have Tidal Wave.
I mean, that would take care of the burning farm.
Yeah, let me just double check the range of this. It's pretty good range. Well, yeah. Cool. 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall. That's fine. I would like to smash a tidal wave on top of the fire elemental, please.
All right. Just the fire elemental or
Well,
the...
well, okay, yeah, I can cast it like this. It has to be 30 feet, so I'll do it like right there on top of them. And they need to make me a dex save, dex 20.
Cool. For both then. What level spell is this?
It's a 3rd level, but I think I can upcast it, and I think I would.
Okay.
Let me see if I can upcast this. I should be able to. Let's see why not. Where is it? God damn it. I'm not seeing my usual upcasting information on here. I guess it doesn't really upcast very well. That's fine. It's a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Can you roll an extra d20 for me, please?
Okie dokie. Of damage or to hit?
No, just this is something else.
Okay. 17 on the die.
17. All right. Please roll a d100.
Oh boy. 28.
28. For the next minute, all of your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Oh, hey, that's really nice.
But for the tidal wave, both the elementals failed.
Okay, so they're gonna take some damage, and a big old bucket of water is gonna crash down on top of their heads. They are gonna take a full 48 bludgeoning damage and get knocked prone.
Okay. Let me see.
They each take 22 damage, please.
All right. Math.
And then the water spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in its area and within 30 feet of it.
All right.
So
Um,
a little perimeter.
awesome. All right. If you want to draw a circle, that might be cool.
Sure. Let's see.
And what's a good one for prone? Well, I guess I can just turn them over. Boop.
Am I not
Boop.
seeing the monkey tool? Oh, here we go. Ellipse. 30 feet. I'm gonna guesstimate this because it's kind of. I mean, unless you can calculate out how big these circles are.
Well, you just take the original circle and then add an additional 60 to the diameter.
I can't do that kind of math on. Oh, there. How did you get that to do the thing? It's a 30 feet circle, not a 60 feet.
It's the same thing as when you are doing the line, but it like you basically instead of selecting line, you can select circle.
But it's 30 feet out, right? So
It's a 30-foot circle.
Maybe
no,
do
it's 30
this.
feet from the tidal wave. So it's technically not even a circle. I can't delete my pink thing. How do I?
It's fine.
Like a cone?
It's not
I
a
can't
cone.
delete the circle either. It's fine. We'll deal.
So friggin' annoying. No, it's from a line basically, so it's kind of more like a can of beans.
Okay.
So Lish fires off the can of beans.
I fire off my can of beans, my line of water. Yeah, whatever. Like it's more or less just around here. It's not that far
Alrighty.
out. It's just like to about here.
Okay, cool.
So, it's this general area. It's just the
Awesome.
water stops. The water stops the fire, so there's no burning.
All right. Tobias.
Yep. Oh. Let's see, he has a movement speed of 35. Just make sure you know. Okay, so you can get about there. And he can still see the elementals from within that like circle of water and stuff. Like it was just a wave that passed through, or are they like trapped in a thing?
It
The wave
disappears.
that passed
Oh,
through.
okay.
I will also note that they are prone. So do you have anything that allows you to any sort of feat like the sharpshooter feat that allows you to hit things that are prone?
You know what? Let me look. Oh, thank goodness there's a tab. He does have sharpshooter.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I was gonna say I could swear you've used it. Pardon.
I think I've used it to ignore cover. I completely forgot about the secondary aspect of it, which is a -5 penalty to attack roll to add to +10 to the attack damage. We're learning all sorts of things today, it seems.
Sharpshooter is awesome.
But
Hawk had it when he was
that's-
still an archer.
But that's toggleable, like in BG3.
Yeah, that's where I fucking remember it from. Hector, my dragonborn lizard that eats quesadillas during boss fights because he does not respect them.
I love that for him.
Okay, 45 feet. Move him here. That gives him the clear sight of both of those. And the farmer has been convinced to go away, so there's no one out here, just us.
Farmer is right there. He has not had his turn yet, but he's been
Oh, okay.
convinced to stand back.
Is that tree there where Tobias is? Is he like standing kind of behind the tree out of the farmer's sight?
I mean, not really.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if because of how Tobias uses his chemocraft, where it's cutting his thumb on his bow or on the ring, the trick ring that Hawk made for him. That's a subtle enough thing that the farmer wouldn't know that it was chemocraft, right?
He's more preoccupied with the burning of his crops at the moment than these people that just appeared and ran next to a tree. If you're going to do something larger, like turn into an owl bear, that would be more noticeable. But he's busy.
I just wanted to confirm before I, make a choice, and then I falsely believe that he's okay, and then turns out, oh no, he's not. Fucker. Okay, then Tobias will do his chemocraft, and he's going to do Rite of Cold and focus on the fire elemental.
All right.
Okay, minus the 1d10. Oh, it's been a while since he's lost a good chunk of health. Well, I say good chunk, but I mean like as in rolled high on the die. Cool. Okay, that takes care of that. And that uses his bonus action. I'm gonna wait to do the oath thing, because I think we can take down these guys pretty easily. So it'll just be his normal. Really? You've rolled that fucking low, stupid shitter? Really? Okay. We're starting off 15 to hit for the first arrow.
Against the fire one?
Yes.
That misses, unfortunately.
Wow, who could have foreseen that? Not me. You're doing better, sweetie. 26.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Sick. That plus that. That's going to be 11 damage total. Good job, Tobias.
All right. Cool.
That'll be the end of his turn.
Awesome. Demir.
Cool. I'm going to drop an ice storm on the two fighting elementals. I think it's a 20-foot thing, so I can drop it right there in the middle of them.
All right.
They
And that stays up, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Until the end of my next turn. So
So right about there.
Yep, right there, right in both of their asses. They both get to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Which is at disadvantage because they are prone.
Ooh. Perfect.
So let's roll for fire guy first. I'm gonna apparently throw my dice off of the table. That would be a 12 for fire.
That fails.
And a 10 for earth.
That fails. All right. That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage and 8 points of cold damage.
All right.
And the area of effect is now difficult terrain until the end of my next turn. And boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna take my 30 feet. Gonna go. Believe that was about 30. Gonna go up on that rock. And let's see. Boop, boop. Sorry. Bonus action. Bonus action, I'll give a bardic inspiration to who's next in turn? Oh, Gregor.
Gregor.
Sure. I'll give a little blow a kiss towards Gregor, like you got this. And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So Gregor is going to first run about 30 feet forward. Let me just measure that. He'll end up kind of next off the, and then he is going to use Misty Step to get an additional 30 feet. And he is going to, excuse me, I wanted to pick up this token, thank you. Put himself about there, and he's still in motion, but then he is going to, for his action, use his Channel Divinity and do Sacred Weapon. So you can see that his great sword just starts to glow as he draws it and is charging forward. Farmer's turn. Farmer's gonna back the fuck up. Like, his crops are burning, but then these people just appeared out of nowhere and started doing, like, casting shit. Oh, that reminds me, Demir. D20.
Here I was thinking using an item would escape it. That's a 10.
A 10? You need to roll a D100.
Oh boy, okay. 28.
Same as your hubby. For the next minute, all your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Thank you.
All right. Earth Elemental is going to, he is going to get up, back away here out of the ice storm. He's gonna fucking throw a rock at you guys. He's going to throw, let's see, what range do you have, sir? He's got an incredible range. Gonna throw it at Vervain because you're there.
Ah.
So that is a 23 to hit. And that will be 25 bludgeoning damage, and I'd like you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Doop, doop, doop. +0, baby. That's a 3.
So you are now prone.
Hella and smushed like a bug. Like a child
I'm
kicking with a rock.
I'm gonna use my reaction to rebuke that fucker. I think I can see. Wait, hold on. Actually, wait. Let me do some measurement. Oh, no, never mind. I can't do it. I'm wrong. Never mind. Take it back.
All right. So that's it for his turn. It's now the fire elemental's turn. And Homie is also going to get back up to his quote-unquote feet. It's not feet, it's fire. What are you gonna do? Gonna start making its way toward you guys. But since it was prone, it can only get about this far. And it's gonna throw a fireball, quote unquote. It's more of like a glob of molten lava at Gregor, since Gregor's closest. So that would be, that'll hit. And so Gregor takes 29 of fire damage. Okay. All right. So that's it for his turn. It is now Offlee's turn again. He is going to step closer here and take a shot at the fire elemental. Let's see. I'm thinking about loading his stats. Allegedly. Okay. That is a hit. Offlee is going to do He's got a nice 14 piercing damage, plus the rate of the storm, which is 5 lightning damage, and then 1 psychic damage. So that would be a total of 20 damage against the fire one for the first hit. And then for his second hit, that is a miss. So that's the end of Elfie's turn. Lish, you are prone.
Yes, I'm going to stand back up, please. Doop, doop. Let's see. After I'm done standing back up, I'm going to. So the rules for spells, casting spells. How does this bonus action? Does that mean I can cast 2 spells, 2 action spells? Or
Well,
is the rules about spells still hold?
it still holds. It's just that if you have a spell that's normally an action, it's no bonus action, and then you could do a cantrip if you wanted.
Ah.
Or vice versa, I guess, but you know.
Well, sure. I think that I'm gonna do another tidal wave because that worked out pretty well for me before. So I'll use my last 3rd level. DC 20 save, please. Dex save.
All right.
Thing
Does
kind
it
of-
still get
well,
both of them?
Let's see, it's 30. Well, no, I guess I'll just do it on the fire one then.
All right.
And I kind of want to go like this way actually, because then I can get more of the fire out.
Sounds good.
So that'll be there. DC
Fire
20
guy,
dex.
not terribly vexy. That is an 8.
Okay, so it fails and is knocked prone. And it takes 48 damage. Let's see. Roll for that. Takes 19 bludgeoning.
All right.
And then water spills out and puts out more of this fire. And then I'll
Awesome.
shoot. Let me see what the range is on my firebolt spell. Range 120. Let's see. Oh, that actually hits. Okay, yes, I'm casting firebolt on the rock as a cantrip. Oh,
All right.
does a 23 hit?
Yeah.
Cool. So it takes 21 points of fire damage.
All right. Perfect.
And that's my turn.
Cool. So that will bring us to Tobias.
Let's see. I'm gonna do Blip in the ass or blip in the last fuck. I keep forgetting how how long an expended blood boon lasts, if it's just for one action, or if it lasts for longer.
Are you talking about your Crimson Right, or are you talking
Vital Sacrifice. Because I know the blood boon lasts, the blood boon lasts for 1 hour or until expended, and then when expending the blood boon, based on the wording of it, it sounds like it lasts for until, I guess, end of combat or something. But like, I don't know 100% for sure.
Would this be via the feat?
8th level feat, yeah.
Your blood boon lasts for 1 hour or until expended.
Okay, yeah, and then when you expend, you gain one of the following benefits. I'm gonna assume the benefit only lasts for 1 action, or one turn or something, because it doesn't say otherwise, and it feels like it might be too quick if it goes for more than that.
So, for example, if you take the one that says when you make an attack roll, you roll 1d6 and add it to the total, that counts as expended. So that means it's all done.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. You know what? Sure, yeah, I'll use one of I'll use bonus action to do Vital Sacrifice to gain a blood boon. And then as he attacks, so this will be his first shot at the fire elemental. And I'm going to do sharpshooter, so that'll minus that by 5, and then by expending the blood boon. Awesome. So I'll be 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Fantastic. I'm just trying to pile on more damage when I can. Okay, that plus, and then it said Vital Sacrifice, that's just a plus 10 to the damage roll. Yeah, okay. Okay, so 23 damage for the first hit.
23 damage. All right, let me mark that down. And your second attack?
On that one, right? Oh, that'll be a 19.
19 to hit.
Yeah.
That'll just hit.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Good thing I didn't do sharpshooter for that one, because that would have been missed.
Kenzie, I sent you a message.
Oh, give me 1 second.
17 for the second hit.
Distraction.
17 does not hit.
Not 17 damage, sorry. I think I was on autopilot there. 17 damage.
Okay.
And that will be his 2 attacks.
Awesome.
End of turn.
Awesome. That will bring us back to Demir.
So this is probably silly. But you know, I'm cooking. I had the idea. I wanted to think about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send an acid burst to the stone elemental. That is a ooh, does a 14 hit? I don't think so.
Nope.
Shoot. All right. Well, that's okay. That was a cantrip. I'm gonna ask blast him. So he needs to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Which spell is this?
Breath of Winter.
Okay. And this is against the fire giant or the fire elemental, I mean.
Well, I was going for the stone guy, but since I
Okay.
missed him with my plan, I'll go for the fire guy. Why not?
All right. Fire elemental, not too exactly. Oh, that is a 9. Also, please roll a d20.
9 does not succeed.
I
Okay.
think so.
I rolled an 11 on my d20. That's just so I don't have
Okay.
to remember that.
You'll also have to roll a d100 when you have a moment.
Oh boy. 10. Oh, wait. Oh, damn, 20. Okay. Then sorry,
Did you mean
I'm
acid
having math
splash?
problems. 33. So that's 33 points of cold damage to the fire elemental, and then I need to roll percenties.
Yeah. Not happy.
That's 35.
35. Let me look at the thing. Icy power swirls around you. For the next minute, you may cast a ray of frost as a bonus action.
Oh, excellent. And yeah, Demir's just going to kind of climb up on that big old rock. And that's my turn.
Sounds good. All right. That will bring us to Gregor. Gregor, let's see. I have to do the measuring tool again. Yeah, he can get there. All right. So he gets up to the fire elemental, and he is going to unleash upon him. That's a hit. And that's a hit. Okay, so he hits twice. I'm not even going to bother rolling damage because he's on the verge of death. So that takes out the fire elemental. Farmer's not going to do anything on his turn, oddly. But the earth elemental is going to throw a rock at I'm gonna throw a rock at Ulfsey this time. So, Mr. Earth Elemental, that is a roll to hit. Yeah, that'll hit. So we will take 19 bludgeoning damage against Ulfsey. And he will make his dexterity saving throw to avoid being pinned by the boulder, and he succeeds. All right. So that actually does bring us to Ulfsey. He's going to move forward just a little bit and shoot at the earth elemental. The crackers. That would be, yeah, that'll hit. And that's a miss. I'm noticing a pattern with all C. Hitting on the first one, missing on the second. So that would be 14 piercing damage. Plus 4 lightning damage is 18, and then plus 2, so that's another 20 damage against it. All right, that's it for Ulfi. Vervain.
Yay, it's dead. It's burnt alive. Well, the opposite of burnt alive. I
Is it
am going
drowned?
to, yes, sort of drowned dead.
You waterboarded.
Water. No. I'm gonna cast a spell on it, and it is going to be a good spell. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be Moonbeam.
Okay.
Let's see.
Radius for that one again?
Radius is 5 feet. Or no, here. Yeah, 5 foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. Smack dab on top of their head. I'm gonna have to move. Let me double check if they are still within range. Yeah. Yep. So I smack it down right on top of them. And I'm casting it at
That, and I will shrink it.
5th level. 5th level.
Okay. You'll also have to make another d20 roll.
Sure. It's a con 20 save for the guy.
All right. Why won't you let me shrink? There we go. Okay. Con 20. That's a 28.
That's okay. Let's see. I think it still takes half damage.
Yeah.
Yep. Half damage. Oh, not bad. 26 halved.
Okay.
Then let me roll my d20 there. 8.
You're fine.
Okay. And then I guess I'll cast another firebolt as well.
May as well.
Yep. That is a 17 to hit.
17 misses.
Okay. That's my turn.
Cool. That will bring us to Tobias.
Wow, this turn order is really fast.
I didn't give you difficult enemies.
I'm gonna have Tobias move forward just a couple yards. So that way I can ensure that he can hit the golem. Alright. Nothing fancy, just gonna shoot the fucking golem. Okay. 15 for the first attack.
15 will miss.
That's what I thought. Bitch, are you for real? He rolled a nat 1. Okay. So that's the 13 for the
that
second
also
attack.
misses, I'm afraid.
God damn it. Tobias. You fuck. Turnover.
Demir.
Yes. Oh, okay, it's my turn. Do. You said I had the Ray of Frost?
Yep.
Cool. Just double check. Let me this side. Oop, oop. Sorry. Trying to make sure I can do what I'm thinking of doing. Sure. Yeah. I'm a cast Ray of Frost at him just for shits and giggles. I think that's a 2-hit spell, I believe. It is, but I don't think a 14 hits again.
14
rolled
misses.
the same
Um,
thing I rolled the last time I tried to hit him. Uh, well, it didn't. Oh, actually, oh, oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Holding on.
No, okay. Yeah, I'll just I'll do the same thing. It worked really well last time, so I'm gonna Breath of Winter him. He has to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Since this is another spell, guess what I'm going to ask you to do?
Yep, I will. But once I
That's a 16 for his dex save.
Cool. That does not succeed, so he takes full damage. So that's 11. Okay. Sorry. 12. Uh, 19. Okay, that's 36 points of cold damage to him. And
Nice.
then that's a 6 on the D20.
You're good.
Cool. And that's my turn.
Awesome. That brings us back to Gregor. What are you up to, Gregor? The guy's kind of far away for you to hit him. Just a moment. Oh no, that wouldn't work. Damn it. He is a melee guy, not a ranged guy. He's gonna cast Shatter on it. So first of all, he has to roll his d20. He's fine. All right. So the thing has to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, let's see. What's your 15? What's your DC, Gregor? Fails actually. So that's gonna do 13 damage to the earth elemental. It's looking real rough. That brings us to its turn. I'm gonna step out of the moonbeam and throw a rock at Gregor this time. That's a miss. Brings us to Ulfsey. Ulfsey's gonna try to shoot it. One of them will hit. Does Okay, looking real rough. Okay, Vervain.
Okay, I'm gonna cast another moonbeam on it, please. Doop, doop.
Okay, did
Uh,
you want to cast it or move the one that you have?
oh, I can move the one that I have, yeah. You smash it back on top of him.
Bloop.
Bloop. Another DC 20 con save, please.
30.
So it still saves, but we'll still smash half damage on it. Half of 38.
I'm gonna say you don't even have to bother rolling. Homeboy has like 2 hit points left.
Okay. I smash
so
him to oblivion with the power of the moon.
So
Exactly.
it crumbles. I'll remove the moonbeam for the sake of it. And we have exited initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to calm ambiance. The farmer thanks you all profusely, and you guys notice that his diction is kind of old-fashioned, but he's very appreciative that you guys have saved his land.
Yeah, how bad is the fire?
Yeah, I
still
mean,
going?
it's still burning.
I mean, there's like little bits of like bushfires, like here and over this way. If you guys wanted to put those out real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll summon a water elemental and have the water elemental go put the.
When the water elemental appears, the farmer is freaked out very briefly until he sees that it's under your command. And it's while you're directing the water elemental to help put out the fire. It's at this point, Vervain, that you get the message from Volk.
Oh, well, it appears that they've made it over to Royas.
That's good.
Can I look around DM and see if there's any big trees around?
An investigation check.
Okay. That's a natty 1 on the die for a 2.
Most of the bushes and trees around are either too thin for what you're looking for, or they've been burned to a crisp. While you're rolling a d20 for that water elemental you summoned, Volk, there's no reply from Lish.
Rude.
Something must have happened.
That's very rude and very concerning.
Got a 19.
19, roll a d100, please. Each tree says to you, Volk, I
47.
do not know sending, unfortunately, but perhaps if you try someone else in their group, you will be able to find them.
Good point. Yeah, I will send someone else.
Do I have to respond to the message right after it comes to me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works.
Well, okay then.
And now people are concerned. Okay, who's next on the responsibility list? Probably Toby. Okay, so 25 words. Let's do this. Hey, Toby, I sent Lish, but no response. We are in Royus. Severe time issues. Please let me know you are okay. Yada yada. I think that's
D20, please.
It doesn't have to be 25.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That would be a 2.
I'm fine.
Sometimes it's helpful to roll low.
Yeah, if by helpful you mean boring.
Depends on it depends on whether or not you wanted to have a weird time.
No, I do, but I also don't.
So Tobias hears that message.
Yes.
Okay. Tobias will respond back. We are safe, landed in farmland, just dealt with a fire and earth elemental. We will come find you.
Okay, I share with my half of the party. Okay. Toby responded. They had a mess, or they landed into a mess they needed to clean up, but they are now en route.
Tobias will inform his group what he told Volk.
I can get a teleportation circle set up if they're in Royce.
Might be faster than us finding a tree out here.
Okay. I'm going to look around and see if there is the area that I can set up a 10-foot circle for.
Yeah, it's farmland. It's pretty flat.
Yeah.
And recently cleared of stuff.
Perfect. I'm gonna start drawing a teleportation circle. It takes a minute.
All right. You draw the teleportation circle. D20, please.
All right. Marking down my material component. That's a 16.
Oh, D100, please.
All right. Ooh, that's 100. I rolled double odds. Oh no.
100.
Oh no.
You are now a god. Congratulations.
You cast Greater Restoration on yourself and regain all lost hit points.
Hey, I had no lost hit points.
Wild magic doing absolutely nothing.
Hey, unless the Greater Restoration possibly cured me of any curses I didn't know I had. Cool. Then yeah.
Demir immediately feels like 20 curses just surge out of her.
Damn, how did I keep getting these?
Yola from beyond the
touching,
grave
all the things.
throws a peace sign.
Someone in the Feywild just felt all of their curses that they placed on the Queen of Winter drop away. Like, darn it.
Just
Yeah,
immediate
so-
backlash.
Teleportation to the school, the Katia Institute.
All right. You appear without problem. You can see it looks about as you expected at the moment. People kind of bustling about, trying to figure out what's going on. You're muted.
Demir's going to look at Toby and Volk once we have stepped out of the circle, and just did Volk mention where she was or where she was going to meet us?
Sorry, I just ate a bunch of Cheerios.
Sorry.
Volk did. Demir walks up to turns to Tobias, who's like putting some Cheerios in his mouth, and is just like, No, she didn't.
Jeez.
no, she didn't say where. She just said Royas.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting your snack. Well, I suppose we can make our way towards the manor. Or wander around sending messages. But
I'd assume the manor would probably be a good place to start, given how, well, the state of everything right now.
agreed. Well, Demir is going to lead the way on out then.
All right. Does the other group immediately head to the manor?
That was the last thing Hawk suggested before we sent the message.
Yeah, that is our usual point of.
Right now, it's like right now he's thinking like if the towns experience a temporal storm, I'm gonna call it, then we should probably check to make sure the manor isn't, being shaken up by all the time crap.
Oh, and Esmeralda is now alive, and we have a property dispute on our hands.
Esmeralda is someone else.
Y'all need to start using more different names for people, because I have enough troubles with Fiola. Bullshit. Anyway.
Arl and Arlds.
Yeah. Mackenzie, Avery.
My name is
No.
not Mackenzie.
Dove and Hawk.
I know. I'm just being a smartass.
See, Kenzie and
Ugh.
Mackenzie I have an easy time with. It's the two Averys I always have to clarify, because you're phonetically identical.
What is so hard about Avery and Avery? They're two clearly different names.
Oh no, I don't have trouble with when I talk about like Avery to somebody else. You're like, you mean the high school friend or the dice maker? And I have to clarify. So,
Yeah.
That is
yes,
a
both of
pretty
them.
baller title, though. The Dice Maker.
That's what I've been calling her. At one point, she was the co-conspirator. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, wait, why don't you and the rest check on the house? I have something I'd like to investigate real quick. I'll be there shortly. I'll fly home on Biog if I need to.
Do we want to leave Hawk alone? Other members of the party?
Did Hawk
Not that.
What, you don't trust me alone on the streets? I would never give up my
No,
wallet to
it's
someone.
you're
Promise.
not the problem. The streets are the problem right
Hmm.
now.
No, I understand. I'm making a joke.
I know.
Half in character.
The people you have in your group, again, are Itri, Rahat, Valk, Nova, Hawk, and Aaron.
Aaron's just gonna reach out and take Hawk's forearm and be like, "Are you going to be safe out here?"
Huck sort of just looks around at the glitching people, the probably gently smearing buildings, the quasi states of construction, and be like, I'm not sure, but I think so.
And then Aaron will turn over to Valk and say, "You'll be all right," and start walking.
Yeah, we gotta make sure the others are okay. To the
Alright.
house and away.
All right. Your group starts to shuffle off, sans Hawk. Hawk, what would you like to do?
I'd like to see if I can flag down that automaton.
Easy enough. You guys are have landed somewhat near one of the gardens, and she's just kind of like looking at the various plants that you flag her down. And she kind of like spins a bit as you flag her down and starts walking over to you. And once she gets closer, you can see that kind of beneath the porcelain, there are little faint seams that kind of hint at the hidden mechanisms, and there's a whisper of clockwork, barely audible beneath the quiet elegance of her presence. And when she moves, there's no clatter of metal or grinding gears. Only like a soft, sort of tinkling chime, almost like a wind-up music box.
Hawk politely pulls his hood back, revealing the entirety of his brass chrome dome, basically. He's like, I don't think I've seen you around here before. Thought I was the only one around.
There are many of us around. I am lightweight integrated rhythmic automaton.
I see. Are you displaced?
I don't believe so. You may call me Lyra. What are you called?
I am called Hawk. I have no model designation that I'm aware of.
And when she speaks, there's that same sort of like chiming music box to her voice. It's interesting.
Where do you hail from?
I do not hail from anywhere in particular. I am designated to be here.
No place of creation, then?
Not to my memory.
Hmm.
I am a Hefe forged.
Sorry? Can't say I'm familiar with that term.
And if a blank robot face could express surprise, it probably would. Hefe forged. Live automatons built from wider variety of craft materials such as clay or porcelain. We are smaller and thinner than our siblings. We are created for more precise work such as jewelry or making artwork. I am built to be a dancer or to pose reference for artists.
Hmm. Forgive me, there's a great calamity brewing, and it seems to be pulling at time itself. I might be from your past. I am, to my knowledge, one of the first models.
Kind of tilts her head from side to side and looks at you. That would explain why you do not seem to be a Hema forged, or a Hefe forged, or a War forged.
Hmm. Lots and lots of terms. And when are you, do you know?
Well, if, as you say, I am disrupted, perhaps I should not say. And there's like almost amusement in her tone. She kind
Fair
of
enough.
like leans back a little bit.
Could you tell me more about these classifications? You said the Hefe forged are for fine work. What of these other two?
There are the Hemoforged, which are crafted humanoid bodies that carry a blood engine in their chest. Some of them are unintelligent, but others, like myself, and I imagine yourself, are sentient. They were originally created to combat the blood disease of the East, but eventually they evolved to become caretakers and healers to those that survived.
And the Warforged are, I assume, what the name suggests.
Not necessarily. They are larger than the Hefe Forged, but are likewise made up of magically enhanced materials. Despite the name, they are not always made for war, but rather more labor-intensive work such as construction or mining. You do not seem to belong to any of these categories, though.
Yes, I don't think I come from a time where those categories exist. So what I am is perhaps a blend of all three? A progenitor?
That depends. Do you have a blood engine?
Well, I don't think so, lest I checked.
If you would excuse my presumption, you seem to be closer to Warforged or Hefe Forged.
No, I think your presumption might be accurate. Well, it is nice to meet you. Leia, you said?
Lyra, I am
Lyra.
lightweight integrated Erasmic automaton.
Thank you. It is nice to meet you, Lyra. Thank you for the conversation. Enjoy your time in the past and enjoy these gardens. I certainly do.
She kind of gives a very performer-like bow and then kind of goes about her business.
Hawk will peel away and sort of like mutter to himself, like, fascinating. And he'll summon Beog back from the Feywild in griffin form and take off. But on the way, he will sort of like scritch at her neck and sort of like ask, "Did you enjoy your time off?"
Beog will coo a little bit.
Glad to hear. Let's get home.
All right, so you head back towards the manor. We'll say for the sake of ease, you all converge around at the same time.
Sweet.
Well, that
Hawk
was
sort of-
fun. We found another farm on fire.
That's getting a little bit too common for us, really.
Seems to
saw-
follow us wherever we go. Maybe we should start setting farms on fire. Just preempt it.
No. What we should do is we should start a firefighting service and charge people.
And set their farms on fire.
Exactly. One of us sets a fire, one of us charges to put it out. It's perfect.
I'm
think
pretty
that's
sure
No
that's
way
a
that you could
cry.
possibly go wrong.
The gang
No.
commits insurance fraud.
Oh, Avery just got up. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, cool. I was gonna ask if the
Pat
time
was looking
distortions
at me.
are extending as far as the manor.
Yeah, how's the manor looking?
Manor looks as expected. I'll tell you what, someone in the party can roll an Arcana check or just a general intelligence check.
I'll take Arcana. Unless someone else wants to do it. We could have multiple rolls going. Probably.
Tobias does have a +8 to Arcana.
Nerd.
I'm a 6. I feel like it's more fitting to roll separately, though.
Okay.
That said, that's 14 on my end.
Dirty 20.
Damn!
All right. Hawk, you're kind of looking around. Things seem pretty normal for the most part around. Tobias, your current hypothesis is that it seems to be more concentrated, the time distortions, around cities or in places with more people. There's more time streams to mess with there.
Okay.
Your best guess.
More opportunities for things to go wacky.
Tobias will share that theory with the party.
So, no more wild parties around here then?
For now, probably.
It kind of does make sense. Since this is based on magic unraveling, and if there aren't enough things utilizing magic, would it react in any way or not? I think.
So, do you think people should limit magic usage at the house? And Aaron's gonna look over at Lish and Demier.
Well, I think it's more. Just think about the quantity of spell work that happens in a city versus us.
I think it's more about person density, yeah. With so many people sort of idly using magic in their day-to-day lives or to run their businesses, I suppose magical concentrations as they would be more dense in the city proper.
And there's the school.
There is also the school, correct?
I
wonder
could
if
see how
girl is
that
doing
might
okay.
fuck things up.
Or you just have so many people in one place in various different times. So many different lives, and with time unraveling, it makes sense that they're all kind of collapsing into the same location. I'd hate to be in Avitix right now. Or Kessa.
Eitri, what are your thoughts? Since you're the most learned in regards to this.
I think that given my previous hypothesis, it has to do with, my guess would be people in area. There would be, well, perhaps if there are lots of people in a certain area and they have lived their whole lives there, if time were to distort any further, it would perhaps be dangerous for them, given that it might not know what time to pull from for the present, if that makes any sense. So I feel like we are in a way sheltered due to our perhaps preference for moving around a bit. But if we were to be more stagnant, it could create further complications.
I think that makes sense. As if, Hawk sort of like pulls up the side of his cloak, kind of like this, as if this stretch were the lifetime of a resident, and the timeline is sort of viewing it as this.
Exactly. So I'm concerned for perhaps the average citizen who might appear both young and old at the same time, out of confusion of the timeline.
And then the individual timelines aren't lining up as they're being squashed.
Exactly. And on top of that, there are creatures from other planes that have been appearing in one way or another.
Well, if the
and-
planes are collapsing and overlapping, it's basically the same effect as time, right?
Similarly, perhaps. It's rather complicated, but those that are native to this plane are being affected by the time and the distortion of magic, while others from other planes are being pulled here accidentally or against their will, for better or for worse.
I wonder if an outside observer would still be able to see time as it previously existed, or if they would see the truncation of time as well.
Are you suggesting perhaps a deity or an outside observer, like someone from the future for whom this has already occurred?
Someone outside of time.
There's
Like
a
that
lot of
weird ass
fun.
dude we met with the boat.
Oh, you mean extraplaners?
I mean outside of time.
He wasn't outside of time, he was just outside of knowledge. I don't think you can step out of time. Isn't that what all of this has taught us?
Speaking
You're
of,
referring-
I have a
You're referring to the mask maker.
the
Yes.
mask. Yeah, the boatman near the tower. Speaking of, I have a rather grim theory. Lish, you stressed several times that time in the Feywild doesn't work like time here, right?
Yes.
How many days did we spend in there?
How many days was it, DM? I mean, it wasn't that long. It was
Not
only
that
about a
long.
week,
You
a little bit more than a week.
arrived in Feywild. You went to the summer court. You left and arrived in autumn. You visited the Witch Queen. You made your way towards winter. You battled Fiola. You had 3 days of festivities. And then 3 days in doing the wild hunt, and then
Mhm.
a few more days of feasting. So you're about there for a fortnight. But as an
Yeah.
archfey, you have control of
Victory
more or less when you come back. So
Hardly any time at all.
I do wonder if perhaps dilation has occurred.
Well, I can only control what I can control. Time is going to do whatever it's going to do with this fluctuation happening. That is an unknown factor.
An unknown factor that I fear may have been working against us while we were throwing a reverse coup and restoring your throne.
Well, it's nothing that wouldn't have happened anyways.
Well, if talking about the folding fabric theory, it ultimately doesn't matter how long we spent in the Feywild because we're already untethered from time.
If anything, that's more reason to be concerned because time is moving forward without us. and so is Idarin.
Well, is he?
Forwards and backwards.
I can't imagine he's been sitting idly.
No, I'm more saying that his truncated fabric and our truncated fabric aren't truncated in the same way, so we could theoretically be running into him at I don't know how to explain.
No, it's okay. I don't have a brain and it's hurting too.
I don't know that he is present in this world like that, though.
It-
My concern is more so that perhaps things have unraveled while we were gone further than it would have otherwise.
uh
Well, there's not much we can do about it right now,
No, there's not.
aside from move forward.
Speaking of, we do have a future queen to save still, don't we?
Yes. We still have that.
I do have the route back to the hut.
I would imagine that is next on the to-do list, as it were.
Absolutely.
If I
We should-
may, I would be glad to assist you in your retrieval of this future queen, as you so state. Or I can remain behind to protect your abode from any further threat.
The protection may be more appreciated. I don't like the idea of leaving this place empty. Mhm.
Very well. And in the meantime, I have sensed that there seems to be an undead presence in this building of some
No!
sort.
Oh,
Can
oh,
dispatch
oh, pause,
No,
pause,
no,
pause,
no.
pause, pause. Her name is Esme, and she's a friend. She means no harm.
Just one presence or multiple presences?
Wait, that's a good point.
just one at the moment.
Oh, thank goodness.
We
Okay.
should also go confirm that it is Esme and that someone hasn't gotten rid of Esme.
Yeah.
I'll go
Any
check.
other undead that show up, unless they have like, oh god, what does Drake's girlfriend look like? Unless they have like spirit arms, those are bad undead that you should keep away.
Except for they're already at the Doom portal, so
Yeah, aren't
they
they
shouldn't
helping
be
us?
There's a
appearing
version
here.
of them currently at the Doom portal. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be a version of them showing up here at some point.
That's
You can
Best
see
to prepare for
point.
everything, you know?
Sir
Gregor.
Gregor.
Gregor kind of doing like the white lady math me. Like very well.
Demir's just going to turn like, Sir Gregor, if a vampire shows up, kill him.
Very well. I'm glad they do so.
That is our
Aaron's
primary
actually
concern,
gonna
sure.
message Gregor, like, oh, please, please, please kill him.
or would actually inviting Gregor to the Doom portal do more good?
We can handle that later.
can
For
pick
now,
him
we
up
should
later.
secure our house.
Fair. If
Aaron's
you
gonna
are
message Bulk, like, we are not bringing Gregor to the hags.
well, yes. There is also we should probably just introduce them quickly to the various residents we have on site at the moment because
Who's currently here?
we got the formerly enslaved people who are
They
kind
no,
of
most of
using
them moved
us at
They at this
have all
point
of them moved out?
they've all found residence and occupations within the city.
Okay, so that leaves
I think it's just the two pattern dancers at home right now, not counting Esme, who kind of just can't leave.
What about the
no,
AK?
there's one more.
Right, Sniv. Oh God, speaking of, we should definitely check on the state of the house, do some housekeeping before we leave again.
Yeah, see where
I'm-
he is on his various projects.
I'm
You
out
haven't-
of my high level spell slots, so I would need to rest anyway.
You wait, you possible you have Sniv working on projects?
What projects is he working on, Volk?
I thought it would be better to keep him working on things that are beneficial as opposed to being left to his own devices.
Agreed. What is he working on?
Oh, there's also the space queers. You know how the good people from space said that the gun thing we picked up from the spaceship if worked with improperly would explode largely.
Valkyria? Did you ask Sniv to make a bomb?
I said it was an outside the house project. I'm not that dumb.
The Hawk
you
very
still
quickly looks
made-
around outside the house
You,
to
you
see if the
still-
project is present.
Yeah, you still gave Sniv the bomb project.
I viewed it as pertinent that we have every option available to us when we go into the Doom portal. I don't want to leave anything to chance, and the indefinite is dying no matter what. If that involves, some questionable decisions, then that are, how the fuck do I say this without saying this is a suicide mission potentially?
I think you just said it.
That was out of character. I'm
But
trying
imagine
to
if it
say
wasn't.
in bulk. Okay. It is our job by fate to ensure the destruction of the indefinite so the universe can heal. If that involves giving it my all, I am willing to make that decision. And I want to have every option possible when we go through that portal. A plan B, C, D, all the way through Z, if need be. This would be one of the latter letters, obviously.
We really should contact Aldrich at some point, shouldn't we? Since they are at the portal and have been for a while now.
Yep.
He might have some insight into the disruptions.
Yeah.
I don't mind the idea of a bomb. As long as it works when it needs to.
I also mentioned to Sniv that their names, the space queers, have information on, or at least some basic information on it, and to be kind to them when asking. So we can hopefully trigger the destruction on command.
I suppose there's nothing more to do than to see what bomb Sniv has made in our house. Of our house.
Outside of the house, I was very clear that it was an outside the house project.
I don't
As
think
opposed
I
to
see
working
it
on
anywhere. Hopefully it's
Mask.
behind. Well, as long as the house isn't leveled, I suppose we're fine.
The house is there.
No, I know. I'm just saying,
Okay,
as long as
so
it stays that way.
so we should check in with Sniv and introduce Gregor to our various
Alright.
guests, and then
Offload, unload, store,
spend a
So-
day,
eat.
then save Demir's mom.
For the sake of time, I will say that when Sniv began the the bomb project, he had rolled a 2.
Uh-oh.
So he blew up the mausoleum in the graveyard, but not the house. It was unrecoverable.
Oh,
The bomb.
no.
He is very proud to show you some other things he invented, though. And when you talk to him about it, he pulls out like a really jagged knife and then just throws it. And it kind of, well, actually, let's see how, yeah, it sticks in like the bookshelf behind you where he had been keeping some various questionable things in jars, and then disappears and it reappears in his hand.
Well, ain't that handy?
You can also see that he has some almost too big goggles that he's wearing, and he has a shiny ring on one of his fingers.
I have enabled him too much.
What kind of ring are we talking about here?
A shiny one.
Well, would you like him to demonstrate?
Sure.
He kind of like scratches the ring a bit with one of his nails, and then just jumps straight up and slaps into the ceiling and falls back down.
That's impressive. The knife, is that inherent to the knife, or is that something that you could theoretically attach to something else to give it that same effect?
No, this is just my knife.
Okay, fair enough. That would be awfully handy if it could be attached to other items.
I can do this, and he gives you a vial of a questionable potion.
Thank you, buddy. Is this for us to drink or to use on enemies?
That's for drinking. And you kind of look at it, it's got a very mud-like texture.
Did you use any of the phoenix remains in this?
A little?
Do you know what it's supposed to do?
It'll make you better.
Thank you, buddy. Pockets potion. We'll ask to have it identified later.
It's like, Demir, Sniv made something. It looks like ketchup. I'm not sure I should drink it.
No, ketchup is too kind to it. It looks like one of
Fair.
those healthy drinks that like is sludgy and very obviously has grass in it.
Yes, vegetable slurry.
You know, like as a kid, people would be making like backyard potions and pretend they're like witches And we
During recess, yes,
Right.
yes.
during
The
recess.
universal female condition, yeah.
Yes, that kind of energy.
Yeah, only mild terror at the thought of drinking it.
Do you want me to identify it?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm going to identify the mud potion.
All right. Let me send you the info. Just for fun.
Ooh. Seems like a normal healing potion.
Just questionably source materials, I take it.
Yeah, might give you an extra boost of healing, in theory. But it doesn't look like it'll hurt you.
Thank you for double checking that for me.
One, too, and he holds up an identical one, but he insists it's different.
Excellent. Is this one for drinking as well or for enemies?
This one's for drinking.
Thank you. Very helpful. Takes the very questionable thing, puts it in backpack. Problem for later.
Alright.
Fuck, I had another question. Oh, how are the spaced queers doing?
They're doing fine. They've been learning modern day common from books in your library, under watch of the other two pattern dancers, of course. Yeah, they're doing fine. They speak like basic common.
Nothing complex, but able to like go out and go shopping by themselves, type of thing.
More or less. Like, you know, the basic lessons of Duolingo. It's like, hello, my name is blank. I am visiting town. Where is the hotel? I need to use the bathroom.
They haven't gotten to the point on it where they're talking about this foot is larger than the other foot or whatever the hell your last Duolingo curse thing was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Hamburger.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Yay! The good things we're doing is causing good.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Pedro. Does anybody have other things that they need to take care of while they're in town? I suppose that's more of a DM question, but since I was bothering all the at-home NPCs.
I'm going to check on my brain, but I think he's just chilling. My assumption is that Sawyer spends most of his time just kind of chilling and wandering the grounds.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, he seems to like to be outside. It's weirdly dog-like in the way that he chases squirrels.
We should
I love
probably inform Gregor about Sawyer as well.
Oh, yeah. Also.
And Layla, and something.
No, Demir took Layla to the Feywild with her.
Okay, cool.
Demir did not grab something, SMH.
I know. I'm sorry. Demir is going to definitely like make sure to flag down Gregor and just be like, okay, here is an inventory of all the people and creatures that are supposed to be in the house. None of them are to be killed. Anything other than this list, think about it.
We'll protect them in your absence.
Thank you very much, bud.
He takes
You-
his work very seriously.
You are doing your order proud. Bulk knows how to stroke a paladin ego here and there.
Yep. Thank you,
All right.
Gregor.
I assume you guys want to take a long rest before you head off to Hag Country.
Probably a good idea. Oh, I should use up my extra spell slots for the day to let people know that we made it back from the Feywild and are not dead. So a quick message to my mom. Who else do we need to contact? That's on the list of allies. Should we check in with Aldrich and whatnot?
Yeah, I think we should probably do a powwow with Aldrich if possible. That's an important fact finding.
That would be for you because you're able to have an actual extended conversation. Oh wait, no, Lish.
Yeah, that's Vervain.
What's that?
Because Vervain is able to have the extended conversation now.
You have the
With who?
scry,
Oh, the
beloved.
scry? Oh, who am I calling?
Aldrich.
Okay. I will go. We're going into the house and sitting down on the sofa and gonna call a man, see if he's dead.
So you see, what would he be doing at this very moment? Have to pull up the fucking sheet. All right. So your vision clarifies, and you see Aldrich as you remember him, human, mid-50s, dark brown hair, and you can see that he is sitting at one of the tables in the war room of the Turning Fire. There, Blue is sitting next to him. She's just kind of doing a flop with her wings kind of spread out on the inside of her. Aldrich has a very healthy stack of books next to him. And in addition, next to him, you can see a woman. She is a water genasi with kind of olive brown skin and long, sleek black hair. She has webbed fingers, and she's got like kind of swirling patterns and patches of golden scales all over her body, kind of like what you'd expect a koi fish to look like. That kind of match the shiny golden freckles on her face. And you can also see that she has visible gills on her neck, and she's wearing chainmail armor, and she is sitting at the table next to Aldrich, kind of looking at some of the books. There is a warhammer leaning on the table next to her, and as you watch, Blue kind of like does that thing that cats do, where she blinks awake and then merps, and then like turns herself upside down. And you can see that the water genasi kind of stops her reading to coo and give her a little belly scritch.
Okay, so what am I asking Aldrich? Just how they're doing, right?
Status update, basically.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I will go Aldrich. This is Lish calling. Just hoping to get a status update on how things are going at the Spire.
Aldrich looks up. Oh, it is wonderful to hear from you. I've been concerned about your prolonged silence. Things are going about as well as can be expected. There's still very little information that we have been able to glean from the portal itself. Although I will say that one of my friends has thrown a chair into it and it has not been returned. But we've been taking time cataloging the books here in the library and figuring out what information could be helpful and what could not be. Best we can tell is, yes, it is a portal to another plane, obviously, but we can't exactly tell which one it leads to. It's utterly foreign to any of the materials we've been able to uncover here.
Don't we know if it's either Mystra's realm or a custom realm at this point? Or am I misremembering something?
It could lead to Mistress Plane, but I don't know that we know that for sure.
I think what we know is that he's trying to create his own plane.
Yeah, last I checked, the knowledge we had was that Idern has taken Mystra's seat of power effectively, and with that taken her plane of residence. And he's trying to convert it into his own.
So whether the Doom Portal is Mystra's realm or whatever amalgamation Idern has made, TBD.
But we could at least let Aldrich know that that is where our investigation has led so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell Aldrich anything that we know as far as that. I mean, it's like, yeah, so we had a dream where we were back at the place where we died before, and he like was out in the thing and cast meteor ball on us, and we all died before, so we think that we may be getting more prepared for this time around. And we have had visions about a cat beast made out of stars. And so if you see anything like that, let us know. And he might have Mystra in a box, and then he might be on either Mystra's plane, or he might just be creating his own plane, or he might be like zooping through time. So, you know, anything regarding that that in your books?
Well, I'm not sure about the magical cat, other than Blue here, but let's see, any information that I can recall about Mystra's plane. Well, I'm gonna make him roll for this. Alright, not bad. Well, I know that Mystra inhabits a plane known as, her realm is part of a plane known as Nirvana. It's usually pictured as pastoral hills, mountains, woodland, supposed to represent an idyllic, restful paradise. But Mistra's land, if it could be called that, is known as the Wandering Star, which is a sanctuary accessible by passing through a curtain of night, allegedly, according to the stories, with pools representing different schools of magic. I know that some of the other deities that inhabit Nirvana include Shanti, Denier, Eldath, Lathander, Maliki, and Milil. Not sure how helpful any of that is to you, though.
Well, useful. Any information we can get at all is helpful. Have you tried putting anything else through the portal aside from a chair?
Well, we don't want to send any people just in case.
What about magic?
I have cast spells upon it. And it usually results in strange effects, we shall say. Some sort of magical backlash or rebound.
No real magic can get through per se, just objects.
Objects can get through. We have not attempted any people, as I said, I'm reluctant to set blue through. I do know that portals to Elysium are typically appearing as orange in color. It's not like that.
Suppose we could try and send one of my conjure animals through, perhaps, when ever we are able to make it over there. It shouldn't be long now. Sorry, say that again?
Do you expect to be here soon?
We do have a couple of things that we need to take care of still, but aside from that.
It's a miracle that we haven't arrived before this conversation took place.
Have things gotten quite bad out there?
Very bad.
Lovely. Well, I suppose I shall pass that on to my compatriots.
As long as you're keeping an eye on it and making sure that nothing and no one comes out of it.
Nothing yet. It's oddly rather stagnant. I mean, there have been other portals that have been opening up at different places, and things have been traversing those with some regularity, so I hear. Creatures from other planes arriving where they're not supposed to. But this one, no one's gone in, no one's gone out. And we've had it guarded this entire time.
Yes, it's becoming increasingly unstable out here, so it will need to be taken care of as soon as we can. If the sooner we're able to get out there, the better.
We look forward to your arrival as soon as possible.
We'll give you notice when we're on our way. If there's anyone else you know that would be interested or willing to join us on this expedition, I think we might need all the firepower we can possibly get.
I mean, perhaps. I know that you have a good relationship with the archivist in Oprius. I'm sure there's various companions you can bring along as well.
Oh, yes. We'll be reaching out to as many people as we can. All right. Well, I will let everybody know the news, and we'll keep you updated.
Best of luck.
All right, and I will end the scry.
All right.
And I'll let everybody know the update.
Well, it seems like all our theories are being backed by what they're finding out, so don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point, but
Can't help but feel almost as if he is waiting for us.
I don't know if there's much else he can do in whatever plane he's made, but wait.
well, he could have also have successfully done what he wanted to do and got his family, and he's having a nice little vacation while all of reality is collapsing.
I somewhat feel like all of this is not the product of a successful venture. But I suppose we'll find out soon enough.
Who said saving all of reality was going to be easy?
Certainly not I.
Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish before y'all yeet off to the hag?
Tobias would like to pull I know he told Lish. I don't remember if Demir knows as well, but pull either one or either just Lish or Lish and Demir to the side and remind them about what the hag wants Tobias to do. Where it's either destroy the doll or steal the cauldron.
Yeah, I don't know if Tobias had told Demir that. I think he'd
Yeah, I
only
don't-
told
Then it would
Lish.
just Lish.
Lish will nod. I remember, but we weren't able to track down where the doll was when we were inside. At least I was not able to see it. There's lots of different dolls, but not quite the one you described.
Yes. I wasn't able to find it either. I guess
I
we'll
think that
have
the
to
cauldron is more
figure
risky.
something. Yeah.
Let us see, perhaps we can cast locate object when we first arrive, and that will assist, perhaps, without disturbing anything.
It's worth a shot. Better plan than doing nothing. That's all that Tobias had wanted to talk about, was just reminding that there's a thing that needed to be done at the hag's place.
Mm-hmm.
Mir's just making sure that all 3 of the quest items are wrapped together and ready to go.
How did our
Very-
dragon head turn out?
Dragon Head has vanished.
Rude.
Oh,
I mean, she kind of came back to life.
She got re-slorped.
Yeah, but we still have a tooth.
Loose tooth.
Yeah, the tooth didn't get slurped back up, did it?
You have a tooth left. All right.
Rude.
Any final things? I assume you guys take a rest.
Mm-hmm.
For just for fun, on the on dinner that night, Aaron's gonna take out his ladle of curing
Ooh.
and just add some cure to whatever we're having. I don't think anyone's affected by anything though, so it doesn't do anything.
Good soup.
I mean, whether it tastes good.
Fuck yeah, it tastes good. Aaron is so happy with his purchase.
Lisha's like, oh no, we're back to prime material plane food. Sob, sob.
What, you didn't stuff your pockets full of Feywild crackers?
Oh, I mean, I assume that he refilled on a bunch of Feywild food while he was there.
Hmm.
You stuff your pockets full of Christmas ham.
Hmm.
That's one does.
Aaron's also just gonna say to Demir, like, ha, see now. With this, it's always gonna come out good. And he's gonna shake his ladle.
We might want to use the ladle on the potions. Also, what is the second potion?
You know,
I don't know.
I can't help but wonder if the ladle is necessarily the helpful thing if you were to, cook with it. If that would help the food turn out better, or if it would just not hurt as much to eat.
If my burned oatmeal is going to if my burned oatmeal cures you, then I think you gotta just pony up and eat my burned oatmeal.
Aaron, I am willing to let you back into my kitchen just to see what happens if you cook with that.
Do it.
Aaron's glowing.
I am unfortunately very curious.
DM, what do I roll to cook?
Orman?
Okay. I gotta
Dexterity, I'll say.
okay. I really gotta get with performance proficiency. Aaron does it so often. Okay. Dexterity. That's not awful. That's a 17.
17? It's turning out okay, actually. You don't know if it's because of the ladle or because you were believing in yourself.
Demir is pretty sure it's the label. Or the ladle.
It's fine either way. He'll
Well-
take wins where he can get them.
Demir will take her own spoon and do a little like tink tink with his ladle and try some of the porridge, whatever he made.
He's been making a stew, I think.
Something simple.
You've
Yeah.
cooked far worse things.
Good
But
job.
this one is remarkably edible.
Good job.
Aaron's going to does he still have his whatever, this isn't important. He'll pull out some like confetti that he's still got. He'll just pull out a handful of like leaves and petals he's got from the Feywild and just throw them around like confetti.
You
Mhm.
throw any into the soup.
No.
Okay. So I was gonna say, who's Erin gonna accidentally trick into a fey deal by eating the soup?
Right. Well, like,
Well,
Gather
statistically
up.
speaking, it would be Gregor.
I mean,
true. He'll gather them up afterwards. You know, the ones that landed like on a counter or somewhere clean and not on the floor, and like put them together on you know, a little plate or whatever, and hand them to the pixies. Mm.
you mean the collective marquee?
I mean the collective marquee, yes. The collective marquee can have a handful of petals that Aaron just picked up in the Feywilds. He's not entirely sure on giving it over if like this is what he made for them for dinner, or if this is just like a gift he's giving them, or just something shiny to play with. But it's a handful of petals. Mm.
It's a garnish.
Demir just kind of like gestures with her wand of flowers, like, do you want more?
You know, and he's gonna look down at his like little stack of like 12 petals. This may qualify as sad. Yes, why don't we? Hmm.
Demir will use her wand of flowers, and summon more petals.
All right. So together you set the table with the various flowers, and then you serve everyone the soup and the stew. And try to convince them, no, it's not burned this time, I promise. And have a wonderful dinner together.
Yeah. Demir makes sure to make lots of bread, so she's
All
done
right.
her cooking. Probably making like dumplings too, just because they're fiddly and require a lot of time. And so while Erin is decorating with flowers, Demir is just making dumplings.
All right. Any final things before you'd like to bunk down for the evening?
I do wonder if Hawk might bring up his little adventure at the dinner table.
By all means.
So, like, he is human-faced right now. He did put on the amulet so he can actually eat Demir's cooking. Even with the painful hour it takes to reattune. But he sort of like goes, "Oh, Valkyria, Aaron, you're probably curious what I set off to go do before we returned home.
It's your business.
I don't mind
Yeah, I was gonna say,
sharing.
I wasn't gonna ask if you weren't gonna share. Mm.
There was well, she didn't call herself an automaton, but she was in the crowd.
One of the from the future.
Definitely. She got phased back in the past, I think. And it gave me an interesting glimpse into my future.
One of
There's
your siblings from the factory.
I don't think so. She kind of reminded me of Septimus, almost like a music box combined with a porcelain doll. She didn't speak as if she was a trapped soul either. No, she was sentient like I am, though she did speak differently.
Hmm.
There's classifications for my kind in the future, it seems.
Well,
Ones ones that heal, ones that perform, ones that, well, I guess they do fight sometimes, but they also construct.
makes
What?
sense. Any race has variations in it, even when they're not as magical as you are.
Mhm.
Sounds like your specific fears don't materialize, at least not fully.
It does bring me a measure of peace. It's a future that I want to protect, for certain.
Hmm.
Got a bit more of a stake in our bullshittery we're up to, eh?
Well, I already wanted to live either way so that I could make sure that my future was a bright one.
You know what I
No,
mean.
I do.
So is she like your daughter or something? Distant descendant.
A great granddaughter, if anything. Perhaps a couple more greats thrown in.
Oh, you're so Snow Sun. He must be so proud.
No, she didn't mention anything about automata made out of snow, but perhaps there's room for that in the Feywild.
I certainly hope your snow lineage sticks on as long as you're a metallic one.
I'm sure Ptarmigan will go on to do great things.
Creates two entire races from his lineages.
I
They
mean,
Not
say there's
bad.
a
seem to
they
be
say
like
there's a
all
great
you
knight
seem
of
to
the
be
winter court.
multi-purpose. I don't know why other automata can't be as well.
Hmm.
Why make them all with a certain purpose when you can have multifunction? A little bit of all of it.
Well, there is a saying that goes jack of all trades, master of none, right? I imagine having someone, I suppose, purpose built would only help them in what they aim to achieve.
The ones that are sentient are capable of self-determination. It's more of how they are built and what materials are used that defines the categorization. Like I said, the Hemoforge have a blood engine in their bodies. The Warforged tend to be broader, and the Hefeforged are more lithe. Subray.
Every time you say Hefe Forge, it just immediately makes me
Hephaestus.
think of uh the the Evil Dead show. the Hefe.
Took Hefe from Hephaestus.
Yeah, I sort of figured.
Yeah, but I have to have my cursed comments.
True. Regardless of the classification she gave, though, I don't think I fit into either one. If anything, I'm a first forged, perhaps. One of the earlier models.
More of a an ancestral or legacy design.
Suppose you could say that, though I'd argue that I'm quite novel for our time. And he sort of takes a mock pretentious pose.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
We've certainly met many interested parties.
Do you want a blood engine in here?
Absolutely
wonder if
not.
we
No, that
can
sounds like way too much
convert.
maintenance. I can't imagine how you all put up with it.
Well, you're
Is it-
currently doing it so you can have a tasty snack, so
Is it like their own blood? Is it? Do you think it like regenerates, or do you think they need to go out and get more blood? Or
I would assume that they're artificial life forms in a sense. Like if you could, I swear there's like this one spell out there where you make a backup body or something like that. Rumors in the
well,
streets and all that. I think I've read one too many magic books.
well, if you think about it, you have organic components. Don't you have a little bit of wood in you and some leather?
Not in me, no.
Weren't the robots in the factory, when we dismantled some of them did have flesh inside them?
Yeah, they were like
they were
skeletons
dismantled.
and organs and stuff with metal cast over them.
Right,
Yeah.
they were made from people.
They were augmented workers. It was
Yikes. Actually, that does raise some questions about that whole blood engine thing that the other one was mentioning.
Well,
I
you
wonder
can
if
get
that-
blood without murdering people.
If it's considered a standard classification, I would imagine the method is a lot more. I would say I think the best words would be humane or consensual, because if they weren't, there'd be massive scandal.
I imagine they're
we
also
don't know
just
what the future-
recreating
Of course not.
it. I also imagine it could be like doing the reverse, where for the automatons that are at the factory, it's taking a person and converting them into an automaton, but they might have figured out a way to do the reverse where they have an automaton and they manage to recreate functions of a person's body.
Or they could, and Hawk kind of just gestures to himself, polymorphed.
Is there a spell to make blood?
Honestly, blood engine does sound like something that would be an evolution of whatever Maxim Price had been.
But
concocted.
less.
sometimes,
Oh.
yeah, even out of bad beginnings, something will develop better.
But
It
if
does
any,
happen.
but if anything, among all that, I think it brings me the most joy to know that a name like Warforged doesn't have a warlike meaning inherent to it. I think if I could even tell him, Jamie would be proud.
I almost feel like that would be a bit of a misnomer from how you describe it. It would be more
The name
accurate
does suggest a military history, but even former soldiers need to find work, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go with something that indicated more the robust design as opposed to specifically war use. Kind of like how you have the stouts with halflings. And then there's the autonomes we heard about.
Right, from Mogim, right?
And didn't the space... Oh! We can ask the space queers about autonomes.
I think that's a very far future thing.
I think so too. I don't think I'll even be around to see that. But who knows? Maybe if I perform enough maintenance on myself, I'll live forever. Wouldn't that be special?
Mhm.
You could be like an equivalent to like an ancestor god for the various forged races.
I don't think I'd go that far, but
No,
Aaron's gonna-
as like a good thing, someone beneficial from the past that gets revered rightfully so, as opposed to some sort of demented leader like Maxim Price would be.
Or you
Arnold's
could
gonna step
always
out of
take
Aaron
the,
and just give Hawk a thumbs up.
I was going to say you could always take the oral approach and haunt all of your descendants that way.
Aaron's like, oh, are you capable or interested in assessing people? And as he does, Arnold is just gonna run through you, Hawk.
just like out of character thought of like Ghost Hawk hovering behind like an ancestral barbarian like descendant is like, you forgot to install WinRAR.
Ghost of Hawk appears for a Windows update.
Hello there.
Oh
Oh
Appears
my
you're-
god,
Hawk is the installation
all of
wizard.
the robots that come behind, they know Hawk because he is the install wizard.
It's like the Avatar, but it's for the
He's
Earth of Steel.
Clippy.
I was also gonna make a Clippy joke. Hello there. It appears you're attempting to follow the path of steel. Do you need help with that?
Oh, it appears you have gained sentience. Would you like assistance with that? Here's how I dealt with existential dread.
So with that, I think that's a good stopping point.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for playing, you guys.
Yeah. Really fun, like
Thank you
side
for
info drop that I'm
DMing.
glad I caught.
Thank
I
you.
was trying to reconcile bugging the clear automaton lore piece with, oh god, our house might be on time.
Well, fun as always. Yeah. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank
Fun as
you.
always. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.